So, Chapter 6 has officially been revealed and it looks absolutely insane, but I do have my worries. Usually in these kinds of videos, I have things that I want to say about the season that look really good, and don't get me wrong, there are things about this that look amazing, but there's also aspects about this season that I'm going to be a little bit worried about, so let's get into that. So, it looks like this season is going to be themed around Japanese mythology or Japanese culture, which is a season that I have wanted for so long now. It's hands down the season I've wanted a theme for the most, and I'm so glad that they're finally doing it. It looks like we're going to be having katanas, kunai, Oni masks. It looks absolutely insane. Godzilla was also revealed to be a boss, which is something that I'm extremely interested on what they're gonna do with it. If I had to guess, it might be something where like you shoot at that little weak point on his throat that you can see right there. It was also revealed that we're going to be getting Demon Slayer as an anime collab this season. If I had to guess, it'll probably be a mini pass, which I think is really cool. I haven't seen that much of Demon Slayer, but from what I have seen, the show is so good and I love it so much. I'm glad that it's finally in the game. We also got our Disney collab for the season, which is Baymax, which I think is kind of on theme considering he is from a sort of Tokyo-style city in the movie. This also makes me wonder if we might see some other Big Hero 6 characters in the item shop. One thing I'm kind of curious about is if Baymax is going to be a part of the Marvel series, because technically Big Hero 6 is a Marvel movie that wasn't officially marketed as a Marvel movie, even though it takes place in the Marvel universe. It's complicated. But we also got a cinematic trailer that may spoil some stuff for the event happening later today. This little asteroid, or this little piece of metal, comes flying into a reality that's not Reality Zero. For the first time in Fortnite history, we are not going to be inside of the loop. And considering that we have a cinematic trailer and Fortnite was purposefully putting Reality 783 at the bottom, it makes me think we might be seeing the return of a new storyline. It also looks like we're going to be getting a new version of Hope, which is pretty cool, and also a sort of remix of Kato Thorn, or maybe Geno, I don't know. This could be an entirely new character. In my opinion, it looks a lot like Kato Thorn. It also seems that we're going to be getting these little guys that are supposedly called sprites. Apparently, they're supposed to follow you around and give you some abilities of some sorts. If I had to guess, it might work like they follow you around and give you heals or something, kind of like an NPC, but not really, like you don't have to hire it or anything, and they'll just like heal you like 5 health every 10 seconds or so. We also got our first look at the Oni masks, which look really cool, and the fire one is the only one that we got abilities for. Supposedly, we're getting fire, water, wind, and void, whatever that is. Maybe Void will work similar to how Darth Maul's power did back in Chapter 4 Season 2, where you like lift up rocks and then throw them at your opponents. I don't know, that's more like Earth, but I'm just spitballing here. In the trailer, you can also see Hope landing and rolling and her not taking fall damage, which is something I find incredibly interesting. I don't know if this is going to be a mythic that you can find or if this is going to be a core feature from now on, like you have to press a button at a certain time in order for you to not take fall damage. Either way, I think it's going to be really cool. You can also see this guy here wall jumping. However, this is the only time we see it in the trailer, and he's wearing an Omni mask, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is an ability you get once you put on the mask. It looks like we're also going to be getting a new kind of katana that looks like a proper sort of katana rather than the kinetic blade, which I think is really cool, and according to leakers, we'll be able to customize it too. Also, according to leakers, it looks like augments may be coming back, but that is not confirmed, and it seems like we can't find them at all in the trailer, so take that leak with a grain of salt. Alright, I've talked about all the positive aspects that I like about these trailers, but there's a couple things that I don't really like a whole lot. These trailers look extremely Chapter 5-esque, if that makes sense. I don't know, something about the way the trailer looks, the way the items are presented, with it being like extremely blurry on how they work, it feels very Chapter 5-esque. While we're on the topic of Chapter 5, it's obvious that these are still the Chapter 5 graphics, which I'm not a fan of. I think if they wanted to make a sort of realistic sort of style graphics, they could have easily just taken Chapter 4's graphics and done that. Those look so much better. But again, I realize that we're on a completely new engine. That might be hard to do, but still, it's just a little nitpick from me. This looks like Chapter 5, but they added 10 plus saturation. It is also extremely unclear on if Bullet Drop is going to be added back. Now, originally, I would be like, okay, Chapter 5 was an absolute mess, and one of the main problems with it was because of Bullet Drop. There's no way that they bring it back. But if we look in the trailer, it looks like a lot of guns have scopes and barrels and all of that, so that makes me kind of worried. And then there was a shot in the trailer that looked a lot like the bullet was sort of traveling and going down, which makes me worried. But then I saw someone on Twitter break down on how it is hit scan and people are just overreacting about this, but I don't know who to believe anymore. I did not like Bullet Drop at all in Chapter 5. It wasn't a huge deal for me where it just completely ruined the chapter for me. There were other aspects that ruined the chapter for me. I'm just saying, this looks extremely Chapter 5-esque, and I'm really worried about that because it means that Fortnite might be putting a bunch of the good aspects of old Fortnite and just shoving them into the permanent OG mode and saying, oh, you missed the old Fortnite? Well, how about you go play OG, buddy? Instead of actually trying to incorporate old aspects of Fortnite into new aspects of Fortnite, kind of like what Chapter 4 did. Chapter 4 had some rocky edges for sure, but I had so much fun during that chapter because it felt like something that could happen in old Fortnite while still feeling new and fresh. I'm also not going to get my hopes super high on this theme, because even though I love this theme and think that this could genuinely be one of the greatest seasons of all time simply because of the theme alone, I am extremely skeptical because of Chapter 5. Those seasons had some of the best concepts ever. A second Marvel season, a post-apocalyptic season, a Greek god season. That has so much potential, but they were all completely wasted. All of these seasons had so much potential, but then Epic Games either just stopped caring about it or shoehorned in a collab and completely got rid of the season's theme. Even though I'm worried in some areas of this trailer, I still think overall it looks insane, and I'm still super hyped for this season, and these trailers only made me even more hyped. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just letting you know that tomorrow I will be streaming the event. I'm going to go live at 1 p.m. EST with Tricky, Exatraz, and Caspi. That's all I really wanted to say. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.